Do Survivor players that dominate and win their season with ease make that season boring? That is what the patrons picked for a video topic, and at first I asked myself, how can I even determine that without just solely going based off of my own opinion? But then I remembered, oh yeah, duh, every year we here on the channel have you all rate and rank the winners and seasons of the main US version of the show, and I can use that insight to see which winners are considered dominant and if their season was tanked as a result of them being so dominant. Now we're going to go chronologically, which means our first stop is with Brian Heidik of Season 5 Thailand is divisive, and by that I mean the silent majority don't like him, whereas the vocal minority are very loudly in favor of him. Every single year we do the rankings, him and his season finish in last place, like they're hand in hand in last place no matter what. I get both sides of the argument. Watching Season 5 Thailand leaves no doubt in our heads that Brian is going to win, and because of that, it's kind of a snooze fest. Who wins a Survivor season is usually the taste left in most fans' mouths, and not many care for the taste of Brian. Yes, I heard myself say that. After all, he supported Ted in the Gandia situation without really caring about anyone when doing so. He seemingly dominated the entire cast and conned them into giving the Iceman the win. His used car salesman persona doesn't go over well with most fans, and the fact that Brian is someone who barely wins on what is widely considered one of, if not the worst season of all time, doesn't help. Did Brian dominating Season 5 help make it a snooze fest? In my opinion, and apparently in the silent majority's opinion, yes. So now we move on to Tom Westman of Season 10 Palau, who played a dominating game that was helped by the collapse of Oolong, and Survivor never throwing that tribe any help, like a tribe swap or even a merge. Tom led the Karor tribe and made sure they never went to tribal council unless the show forced them to. This year, his season was ranked about the middle of the pack, 25 out of 48, a middling season in the minds of thousands, and yet, I don't knock Tom for that at all. He played the noble leader role while also smartly manipulating many in the game to do his bidding. Combine this with him winning 5 immunities, including one where he stays on a buoy for almost 12 hours and convinces Ian to drop to secure his win. And I mean, wow, Tom was only eligible to be voted out 3 tribals all season. Talk about domination. His tribe dominated, in part thanks to him. So is Palau boring? In my opinion, it depends. Is this your first time watching the season? Then no way, like this season's super exciting first time around. But on repeat viewings, it's mighty dull until the last few episodes. Is Tom responsible for this? No, Oolong, they just suck so bad. So now we go to Kwon of Season 13 Cook Islands, and Yul is beloved by almost everyone. Every single year, he ranks super high with the fans, and his season, the infamous Cook Islands, which splits its tribes by race, believe it or not, is beloved by many as well, cracking the top 10 seasons of all time. Yul is generally liked due to his good nature, incredible intellect, and general kindness he shows even when playing cutthroat. Every move he makes is calculated, and the super idol, which does help in his domination, almost seems meaningless at times since his 4-person alliance overthrows the larger 8-man alliance by winning challenges and taking advantage of their social weaknesses. In a cast full of big characters that makes the season so good, Yul is quieter, but this is a nice contrast as it gives us the level-headed perspective of some of the insanity this season, especially when the only person to figure out how to ruin Yul's game is some guy named Cowboy. That's the kind of season this is, when Cowboy is the only person who could have ruined Yul's game. Yul was that dominant. While it was plain as day to us super fans that Yul was winning, he barely beat Aussie 5-4. So the season wasn't dull at all, and Yul did not drag it down. Do you want to tell me what videos I should make? Well, the patrons on Patreon pick multiple videos for me to make every month, and you can too. You also get to watch everything I make up to 7 months in advance and join our Survivor Fantasy League. If you're interested, then there's a link in the description. Thank you for your support. Now with that, Earl Cole of Season 14 Fiji was so clearly the winner the whole time, it wasn't even funny. I mean, that's the point of this video, right? Winners who seemed so plainly obvious they were going to win that they were clearly dominating. Yeah, that's definitely Earl. The show constantly had him doing confessionals where he told us, you never know. But we knew Earl was winning. And while he is ranked in the top 10 winners by fans, the season he is on is ranked super low year after year. We knew Earl was winning. He stood head and shoulders above the rest, playing one of the most balanced games of all time, not even needing his idol to save himself. He had no issue turning on his close allies and even survived the tumultuous Ravu tribe. Did Earl's domination lead to a boring season? I'm gonna say yes, and based on the rankings, it seems the majority agrees as well. Even though Earl's a great winner, he definitely helped the season not be as entertaining as it could have been. But it's not Earl's fault by himself, like by no means, and it never is one person's fault. So we go to Parvati Shallow of Season 16 Micronesia, aka Fans vs. Favorites, who played an entertaining game that saw her flirting with men to then turn around and cut all their throats. The infamous Black Widow Brigade made it obvious who was running the show, and yet Parvati is consistently ranked a top 3 winner. Her season is usually ranked in the top 5, and I don't disagree with either assessment. It was a dominating win on a season that many call one of the greatest of all time. In fact, Parvati's dominating alliance was so entertaining that it made the predictable boot order okay based solely on charisma. I'm gonna throw it out there. I got winner videos for her and so many others on this list if you're interested, because yeah, a lot of them are super entertaining because they dominated the game. And in this case, Parvati dominated and enhanced her season to be better. So we move on to JT Thomas of Season 18 Tocantins, who played the first ever perfect game. He factually and statistically dominated his season. Considering only him and one other winner have ever pulled this off, it's mighty impressive, as JT proved it was even possible to do, considering we had gone 17 seasons and no one had pulled it off before him. JT overcame a huge 6-3 deficit at the merge after Joe's medical evacuation, where him and Steven outwitted a cast full of big characters, which made the season so entertaining. A dominant winner who was on the bottom. I mean, what are the odds? People were just falling over backwards to have JT win that it became comical at times. He lies, backstabs, and does it all while making people feel good about him on their way out the door. JT in his season are consistently ranked very high, and it's rare for anyone to say he or the season that he won was boring. JT is many things, but boring, it's not one of them. So we go to Boston Rob of Season 22 Redemption Island, and man, oh, this win is a polarizing one. Is Boston Rob great and an entertaining player? Yes. Does he dominate his season so hard that it becomes a snooze fest? Yes, but to be fair, the cast itself sucked as well. It's not like he made them suck, they just sucked out the gate. Once Russell's voted out and gone from the season, it becomes all about Boston Rob and his domination, showing just how good he is. He even expertly handles Redemption Island, a brand new twist, in a way that shows everyone how to deal with those returning to the game. He put his foot on everyone's throat. However, Boston Rob's competition was lackluster at best. While him putting his foot down on everyone's throat did make the season duller than it needed to be, the cast let him do it. He is but one man, and they still let him roll all over them. Season 22 is dull, and Boston Rob makes it even duller by completely dominating this scrub cast. Kim Spradlin of Season 24 One World has a similar game to Boston Rob Season 22, except this isn't Kim's 4th time playing, it's her first, and she still dominates a cast full of nobodies, just like Boston Rob did. In retrospect, it can be hard to tell if she was so good that other players looked bad, or if everyone else was just so bad that it made her look good. You know what I mean? I would argue the latter, as I can't see a single other person on the season doing anything that Kim did to her level. Like Boston Rob's season before hers, Kim's is dull due to the casting, her included. Kim is not much of a character, and therefore her domination makes the season predictable, while she adds very little entertainment value despite how dominant she is with her strategy as a winner. Gotta have those options, you know what I mean? And with that, we got John Cochran of Season 26 Caramoan, aka Fans vs. Favorites 2, and he was the clear frontrunner to win this season. The cast consists of only a few good players and a whole lot of duds and big characters, but gameplay wise, Cochran knew how to handle the mess around him and played a perfect game just like JT. He's the second one to ever do it. Literally perfect. He didn't receive any votes against him and won every single jury vote, and even got 3 individual immunity wins. Not that he ever really needed them, because he was dominating. The show made it obvious he was going to win, as he loved telling the camera exactly what it wanted to hear to make good TV. Did Cochran make this bad season worse? No. Cochran, while he was toned down from his first time playing, is still a highlight this season, and his confessionals are usually bright spots amongst the midst of chaos. His domination is not at all responsible for this season being ranked so low consistently. And we move on to the very next season with Tyson Apostle of Season 27 Blood vs. Water. And I gotta say, he's not as exciting as his first 2 go-arounds, but man oh man, did I forget how dominant he was until I recently rewatched this season. Once he made that solo person alliance going into the merge and got Aris out, it seemed plain as day that he was the front runner to win. And here's the thing, this season is widely regarded as good, despite how predictable it is. It's ranked in the top 15 consistently, and Tyson is consistently ranked as a top 10 winner. He is beloved, even if his shenanigans are toned down here. Get him a liter of cola, as Tyson enhanced an already good season of Survivor despite his strategic domination. So now we jump a few seasons ahead to Jeremy Collins of season 31 Cambodia, aka Second Chances, and Jeremy was the calm in the center of a storm. As everyone else decided alliances were a thing of the past, Jeremy dominated the season with an alliance. I know, crazy, right? Jeremy is ranked as a top 5 winner, and his season is ranked as top 5 as well. So let's do the math. That means, a good winner that did not drag down the season. He won it all. So now we go to Wendell Holland of season 36 Ghost Island, who played a dominating game alongside Dominic Abate. I got to give him equal credit. These two basically did half the work each. These two went hand in hand all season, and once they reached the merge, it was a 2-horse race between them, which shows just how big of powerhouses they were, but it also makes watching the back half of Ghost Island a chore at times, despite the first half actually also being kind of a chore as well. Wendell did need a partner in crime to dominate the season, and because of their complete domination, the rest of the cast looked like a bunch of chumps. Wendell and Dom were mildly entertaining on a very disappointing season of Survivor. Would it have been boring without them? Yes. Was it boring because of them? Also, yes. Now we go to one of the biggest seasons of all time, where Tony Vlachos of season 40, Winners at War, in my opinion, is the greatest winner of all time. You all tend to agree, as he is consistently ranked number 1 year after year. It wasn't like his second win was just him squeaking by to have the other winners overlook him. Oh no, he wouldn't have made it in this video if that was the case. He dominated winners, and he was still crazy. He just toned it down in the eyes of others. In a season full of top tier players, with stupid twists, by the way, that Tony had to get past and survive, he played head and shoulders above all these other winners and dominated on a season that didn't quite live up to its potential, and yet was still better because of the winner, King Tony. Now we jump to the new era with Jam Jam of Survivor 44, who was in a 3-man alliance, and while this Tika 3 doesn't seem like it should steamroll a season, I mean, it was Jam Jam, Carolyn, and Carson, it ended up being perfect, and it kind of says a lot that Jam Jam, Carolyn, and Carson dominated a season. Once the merge hit, there was no doubt in the viewers' minds that Jam Jam was going to win. Does this make the season more boring as a result? Yeah, Jam Jam is charismatic and his alliance was a bit chaotic, but Survivor 44 is ranked in the bottom third of all seasons, and while Jam Jam is not the cause of this, he doesn't do much to make it better either. I call this one a wash, but if I had to pick yes or no on whether Jam Jam makes it better, I am saying yes, but barely. And now we go to our final dominating winner as of the time of this video. D of Survivor 45 was on the dominating Reba 4 alliance that saw her run circles around so many players this season that even the person who finished in second fell for her hard, and she barely cared about him like that. A true villain. D is ranked in the bottom third by most fans, and this is the rare case where I think the season is good and the winner is just meh. No other winner on this list has this unique circumstance in my mind. Survivor 45 is good, and D kind of dragged it down and made it worse. What was a wild and fun season ends up slowing down in the last third, thanks to her and her alliance just kind of taking over the game and rolling over the competition. I don't knock D for that. Like, what is she gonna do? Not dominate and let others try to win? No way. You do what you need to do to win, but it doesn't make the season better, if that makes sense. So the question was asked, do dominating winners make a season worse? And in my opinion, I don't think so. A season being boring means the overall cast of 16 to 20 players failed, not just the one winner by themselves. However, they do make a season more predictable. And for many, that can drag down the replay value of a season, and that I understand. So what do you think? Comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. I'll see you all next time.